best days of the day. A bad luck's always coming my way.
Today we are paying our respects to actor Julian Sands. Right now we're in a place known as Mount Baldy, which is one of Julian's favorite places to be, coming out here and hiking the trails and taking in the views. It's beyond beautiful. Jessica and I were at a horror convention known as Days of the Dead in Indianapolis, Indiana, whenever they found Julian's remains, not too far from where we're standing right now. And there's an investigation happening as to what actually happened to him, the cause of death. Not much is known, except for a few different things. The first one being this: January 13th, Julian decides to come out here to a place he absolutely loves, a place he knows almost like the back of his hand, and he goes hiking. There's a big storm rolling in, there's snow, there's ice already, and it's just going to get worse, and yet he comes up here and he parks right over here off camera. We're going to show you where in just a moment. January 15th comes, and up until this point, the authorities, everybody was pinging his cell phone trying to figure out where he went because he just disappeared. But January 15th is whenever his phone dies, the pings stop. Months go by, the weather gets worse, avalanches, pretty much all worst case scenario. And Julian's somewhere out here in the wilderness, nobody knows. June 24th is whenever they find him. A couple civilian hikers, they come across his body and they call the authorities. And that's what brings us here today. Now here's the thing. We've actually never met Julian Sands ourselves, but a lot of our friends, especially in the con world, have. And especially this weekend, once the news broke that they found his remains, a lot of people asked us to come and do this video and pay our respects. Now where we are right now is a place known as the Manker Flats area. The campground is a little further down, but this little area right here, you can see the cars parked across the little rock area. This is where Julian Sands parked his car that day. And we know this because his car was towed and it was on the news.
We got new video just coming in from Mount Baldy, where officials have just found actor Julian Sands' car. He's been missing since Friday when he went up to Mount Baldy to hike. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Department pausing their search over the weekend because of the treacherous conditions out there. The 65-year-old actor from the UK lives in North Hollywood. He's been in countless movies, including A Room with a View, Warlock, and Leaving Las Vegas. The search for Sands himself continues.
You see that sign right about there? You can see that in the video, in that tree that's right in front of it. Also, if we turn and we look up this way, up the road, you can kind of see it in our video, but there's a power line right there. So this is the exact spot.
At the time in January, there was a lot of snow on the ground, so things obviously look very different. But if you look down the road here, there's several signs directing you where the turns are going to be, and you can see those in the video as well.
Yeah, more importantly, that one right down there, you can see the curve in the road in the news clip.
65-year-old actor from the UK lives in North Hollywood. He's been in countless movies, including A Room with a View, Warlock, and Leaving Las Vegas. The search for Sands himself.
Because we're coming back from a convention, we happen to have our autograph book here. And the signature we have of him is our most prized possession right now. And it's actually from Arachnophobia. My favorite film of his was Warlock, but we also recently did the filming locations from Rose Red that he was in also.
Which was a beyond amazing experience.
It was wonderful, and he was great in it too. And we actually did stop and get him what I thought would be a cheerful bouquet because of the colors some roses and some sunflowers and hydrangeas that we're gonna lay at the trailhead.
Let's take a quick look at the map before we get our exercise in. This is the area of interest, and as well as you can see, you are here. Manker Campground, we were talking about Manker Flats. This is the little parking lot circle where Julian parked, where we parked. Even though there's no snow on the ground, there still is a sign here that says warning extreme alpine conditions. Following is strongly recommended. This one here, a big one. Do not travel alone. Man, it's pretty wild being here. Now here's the thing. The exact trail Julian Sands was hiking that day when he disappeared, I don't think anybody really knows at this point. Like I said, the investigation is still ongoing. But this trail right here, which actually goes back to a beautiful waterfall, is the closest one to where he parked. So we're going to go back to the waterfall and leave some flowers for Julian Sands. Just a quick heads up, the hike to this waterfall, I think they said it's 1.4 miles round trip, so it's really not that bad, but it's a pretty steady incline and it's hotter than heckins outside. But it is beautiful, that's for sure. We are still relatively new to the exercise thing, so we're taking breaks in the shade as often as we can. It just so happens our break spots are quite beautiful.
I can hear the water off in the distance. I'm getting really excited.
You gonna put your feet in the water?
I might. It's very hot today. It's like 85.
We are almost to the waterfalls. In fact, we can actually hear them from where we're standing right now. But I looked up and I wanted to point something out. If I zoom in all the way here, you can see on the mountains how it looks like there's like these dirt slides. One of the reasons it took so long to locate Julian Sands, and it wasn't even the authorities, it was civilian hikers, but there was a really bad snowstorm and avalanches. So I've never seen an avalanche in real life, but from what I saw from movies, that looks like a place where an avalanche would happen. Again, the exact location where Julian Sands was found, at this point, I don't think anybody really knows. It wasn't released to the public. I don't think it was this pathway. I could be wrong. Like I said, there's cars parked down there. But whenever I did ask a park ranger, did run into one, and I didn't say that I was looking for anything Julian Sands, but I asked him if there was any other trails aside from this one, and he kind of got a little hesitant, and he said, none that are safe. So instead of just kind of exploring, not really knowing, and drawing attention to that area, we figure the trail that leads to the waterfall, a beautiful waterfall. Everybody that we've seen that's passed has said that it's gorgeous. We figured that's the best place to leave something beautiful for a beautiful man with a beautiful career and such a sad ending. Before we head down to the waterfall, I want to point this out. The waterfall is that way, and the road that we came up to get here is right over here. Now, if we made a right instead of going to the waterfall and went up this road right here, it says authorized vehicles only. This is the trail. It leaves the pavement. And this is the trail that goes up to the summit. So if Julian Sands did come this route, did walk this far to the waterfall, and instead of going to the waterfall came this way, well, that's it. Man, is it sad. Well, it looks like we made it. There is a waterfall here in Los Angeles. Wow. So it looks like there's a pathway on the right that goes right up to where the the base of the waterfall is. That's where we're gonna go. You hear about families going on like Sunday drives, like Sunday picnics, right? This is how the Grimms choose to spend their day. Oh, it's technically, it's not Sunday, but this is like a Sunday picnic to us. Big fans of Julian Sands. And it only makes sense that we come here and we share this. Gorgeous place, right? The sound of the water. Go ahead and turn the camera this way. Looks like we're in a movie, right?
My
This really
feet are
wasn't
so
that
hot.
bad getting back here. Just gotta watch your footing. Like the sign says, always travel in pairs or a group. I think we found the perfect spot to lay the flowers. Not under the falls, but just, you have to pass them in order to get to the falls. Take in the beauty and just remember Julian. Get back up a little bit so you can see how massive this all is. Tilt the camera up.
The water here is so crystalline clear. I feel like if I wanted to, I could drink out of it, but I'm not going to. I don't know how safe that is. And the way that it falls down this cliff, I kind of feel like Merida in Brave right now, where she drinks from the firefall.
I would say that this is kind of like a secret waterfall, but it's really not. If you can trek it, it's here waiting for you. Just look at that. No wonder Julian Sands loved coming up here. Obviously, we're not the only people here enjoying this on a hot day. And how is the water, baby girl?
Freezing.
Freezing?
It is ice cold.
Do you want to go stand underneath the falls?
No. I really don't. But it's beautiful.
And with that being said, thank you for joining us in remembering the actor Julian Sands here at Mount Baldy. Sadly, we never met him, but we do have a Warlock filming location video coming out very soon. And last year we reached out to Julian's booking agent asking if Julian would be interested in joining us for that adventure. Sadly, it never happened, but it's still going to come out regardless. Much respect, and again, we miss you, Julian.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.